Good evening, everyone. My name is Sahan. Welcome to the first ever guest hosted LGU podcast where we have Ashini Jayasinghe, one of the. You guys have all heard of the Sri Lankan Harlequin. So we have her on board today. So we are going to all talk about. Today's episode is all about arts and cosplay. So I am not an expert on cosplay. I just like to see these pictures and I've never actually done it. So we thought of, I'm confident that Luan and Maneesha themselves, we are not very much experts on this subject. So we thought of bringing in one of our very own Ashini to talk about cosplaying and comics and arts and crafts. So hi Ashini, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing fine.
What are you up to these days?
I don't know, because of this pandemic, just being home,
You're just at
nothing
home,
special.
right? Right. So Ashini, you are a big, I would say, considerably a big impact in the Sri Lankan cosplay scene. People who actually knew about it and didn't know about it. You are one of the first people who actually created that communication towards I think from what I saw of your cosplay, I think the first one was the Sri Lankan Harlequin.
Yeah,
I think you did that, and then you went on to do few many more, I guess, right?
yeah,
And yeah. So Ashini, yeah, my first question to you is, can you explain what is cosplaying and what is how much does it mean to you? Where does it what is the exact theory of it?
yeah. So, cosplay is like a type of performance art where we dress up as our favorite character from a, TV series, anime, manga, video game, anything. Or it could be a fictional character as well. And for me personally, cosplay is kind of like a way to express myself and my love for the character that I'm doing. And I do it as a hobby. Actually, through it, I've met a lot of amazing people, friends, fellow other artists, and the thing that I love so much about cosplay is like the reactions from little kids, especially when I did my Princess Jasmine cosplay. Kids were like, "Oh my God, Princess Jasmine!" So like their reaction was like, it was so sweet. I Yeah, and also I learned a lot of skills because of cosplay, like making armors and like making props, making costumes, adding the final touches myself. It's so much fun.
Right. So what there is a lot of cosplay activity going on internationally, right? I think the this scene is massive abroad, right?
Yeah.
Compared to in Sri Lanka, right? So now, what got you into cosplaying? What was the exact point? Okay, this is where I started. I want to do this. Where did it start for you?
Yeah, the funny thing is, even since I was a little kid, when I got interested into a TV series or film or whatever, I was like, oh my God, what if I could just make the same costume and like play play around in it, stuff like that. And then I actually did few of these when I was a little kid. I think I uh, created random stuff that I could find at home, old clothes and stuff like that. And finally, officially, I started cosplay around 2016 when I saw Suicide Squad. I was like, Harley Quinn got me really interested in it, and yeah, I started cosplaying officially in 20.
Now, Ashini, when was the exact what was the first ever convention you attended?
Yeah, I attended uh, Colombo Comic Con in 2016. That was my very first pub, actually dressing up in a costume and going to a con.
And now when that was your first cosplaying, like first Comic Con, what did you go as? You go as The
I went as
right.
Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad film.
How do you rate yourself as a cosplayer? Where do you stand? Like, you know, Aishwara and there's Oshita. There's few one of big guys in the scene, right?
Yeah,
So where do
yeah.
you put yourself in all this?
Uh, Honestly, I don't know. Like, I try to do my thing as I can, and I think we have such amazing people. Like, their work is so like over the top, and you can see from their work they are already in the international level. So I really don't know where I am in that, you know. But I'm so glad to be cosplaying with them.
Right. Now, what is the like now? So now, how is how where does it start? Like, do you like how where do you start with the costume, or do you see okay, like you watch the movie and be like, okay, this is what I want to do this time? How does this process start? What is your process before going for a convention?
Yeah, first I I mean, it comes from the heart, you know, when you watch something and you kind of relate to that character and you see yourself little bits of them here and there, and you are like so interested in that character. Then I see if I can actually, you know, do something uh, like accurately with that character in cosplay. So, and then I make a draft of the costume and the props that I'm going to make, and then I have to find the materials. And when it comes to making that, you know, you have to be very accurate with the even the little details, you know, the color, the texture of the material. I try to match everything with the original costume to get as accurately as I.
So now apart like you like what who is your favorite cosplayer? Who will be like okay, this is where I want to be like in an international scale and a local scale. Where do you like who are your favorite people?
One of my favorite cosplayers in Sri Lanka is Opula Fonseca. Like I see her and Hasara as like, you know, top level. Um, and I get help for my cosplays, you know, advices and stuff like that. If I can't make something accurately, I ask them like, how can I make that? And they actually help out. So I look up to them as friends and as fellow cosplayers, artists. International
Right.
level,
This is the
I'm
thing
not
like
so sure.
right. So this is the thing. If I want to cosplay, it would be just one cosplay. I do Bojack Horseman because I just buy the horse head off eBay and just wear the suit and everything, have a drink and a cigarette, and I that's be the last thing. Maneesha and Nuan, if you all are cosplaying, what will you go as?
Manisha,
Boys?
Manisha, go first. Tell.
Maneesha will
I
tell
don't
you
know.
what full stand out.
Yeah, probably, man. Probably, because
Probably full stand.
the size and everything also matches now, and
And your nickname is Panda as well. You
yeah, yeah.
definitely go
Well,
as a panda.
yeah. Well, so there's the
Nuan will
double
probably go in
certification.
as what mother?
Invisible man.
Probably Invisible Man. Qadar, make him some, what is it on the boys? I can't remember the name. The bug who like gets a
Translucent,
bomb.
translucent.
Yeah, translucent. Yeah. So Ashini, now what is your favorite? Like you've done a lot of cosplay projects, right? What was the thing
Yeah.
that? What was that one particular project that you enjoyed the most? What was like? It was so much fun for you.
Yeah, it was most probably Lady Loki because it had so much things to do. Like I had to make the spear, and I had to actually buy like a corset from AliExpress, and then I had to paste like those teeny tiny scales myself and then paint them. Like it was so much fun, but it was so much like hard work.
So is there like a proportion? Okay, you have are you more of a person? Okay, if I worked really hard on this, I'm gonna enjoyed so much, or are you more of okay? I had fun there. I'm just gonna go move on to the next one. What type of person are you?
No, I like to actually work hard on my projects. Like I enjoy it, but I'm like, sometimes it gets so exhausting. But yeah, I like to work hard.
Right. So now, what day now you spend? Yeah, now this is a expensive hobby, right? I mean, all
Yeah,
of us we have expensive hobbies. Like I myself is a musician, that is an expensive hobby, and Maneesha is a gamer, and like that's an expensive hobby. So like this cosplaying is an act of passion mostly, right? For most of you.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. So how expensive is it? How much of money do you actually have to like spend on it? Is it a big amount or a small amount? Where does it like give like you have a rough idea of how much is it?
Yeah, it depends on the character and the quality that you're going for. Like, if you want to just go to a Halloween party and be there, then you are going to make it so basic. But as a cosplayer, we have to like get every detail possible to be accurate, and that's very expensive, like materials, and sometimes we have to get things done by a carpenter or someone else, and then that costs extra money, and sometimes we have to
What
get
have you got
our
done to a
costumes
carpenter? My
tailored.
goodness.
Yeah, like the spear for Lady Loki, we had like I had to get it done by a carpenter and then add the details myself.
Right, that is awesome. That is crazy. So now, what do you have? What are your thoughts on the local scene and international scene? I mean, where like is there how good as it is now? I mean, considering rock and metal music, I'd say like the Sri Lankan bands are just as good as the foreign bands. But like, where how would you rate it? How would you rate the cosplay scene? Where does it stand?
Yeah,
The local and the national.
yeah, international cosplay community is like very versatile. It's very huge, and there are so many opportunities, so many events that they could attend. But as a community, Sri Lankan cosplayers, we are just starting off. It's been only few years, but I see so much potential from them. I think we are like at the same level as international level cosplayers, because their armors and everything, they have so much more materials available for them. I mean, the international cosplayers, as Sri Lankans, we are so like we can't get things to here, and they are so expensive. Um, and with things that we have currently, I think we are doing so much better. There are so many um, things that are happening, like because of the pandemic, things got a bit postponed, but I think there are so many opportunities in the future for our cosplayers, and we
Right.
are
So you are
very
more of a hands-on creator of these costumes and the props and everything that you use for these, right?
yeah.
More like you do most of it as much as on your own rather than giving it to other people, or you like okay, I'm gonna get it done by this one, or I'm gonna go to this one. Where does it like? How does it work for you?
Yeah, so personally, I'm like a perfectionist, and I like to get things done myself, because I think, every artist has their own style, and when we are doing a project, we like to put our own ideas and like our own styles into them. So if I get it done like completely by somebody else, then there's nothing for me to do, and I don't feel like it's personal for me. So I like to get the basic things done from another professional if it's needed, and then add the final touches and decoration itself, so it feels more personal and it's my style. And as an artist, I like to feel that.
Right. So from a cosplay personal perspective, what is your most like the most expensive cosplay, and what is your cheapest cosplay? So I'm assuming the ones you did hands-on is more cheaper, and you got more things done outside. So which is most expensive and most like least expensive?
So the most expensive cosplay I've done is also Lady Loki. I think I've spent around 20,000 or something for that cosplay. Yeah, it's crazy. And the least expensive was my very first cosplay, as you know, the Harley Quinn cosplay. It was I just used some old clothes and stuff like that. I didn't even spend like thousand,
Where did
not
you find the
even
bat?
that.
Where did you find the bat?
Actually, one of my friends made me the bat. So yeah,
Right. So that is now okay. Now this question. Now okay, I'm following a set of questions. Okay, Ashini. So I want to do this
yeah,
like I want to get most out of you with regard to this theme because we are gonna and I'm already late, so I'm just rushing through all these questions. So
yeah.
now one of the questions that we wanted to ask. No one. I know you are following the script also. You know the question I'm going to ask, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So now. There is another side of cosplay, and it's more than cosplay. It's a lifestyle, and it's like a more crazy scene. So
Yeah.
this I first when we were discussing everyone, we were I kind of jokingly asked this, and turns out it's an actual thing. So what are your thoughts on furries? Are furries cosplayers? What is this?
Yeah, I think furries are those people who dress up as animals, and like they express themselves in those animal characteristics and stuff like that. I don't see it as cosplay, but I don't know. There's a sexual side to it. Some people think it's a fetish.
It's a kink club,
There are a lot of
like that.
things.
Money,
Yeah.
why don't you turn on your cam, bro? I can't see your pretty face.
Well, my cam ran out of battery, bro. Sadly.
Oh shit! Okay.
So and but it's so fun. It's so fun and interesting to see that people come up with these. Some people like to be cats and dogs and other kind of animals. They are like role playing. It's interesting, but I don't consider that as cost.
So okay. So what is the line of going okay, this is being a furry, this is being a cosplayer. Where does it end? What is the margin of the two sides? Is it
Yeah,
the sexual element, or is it the funny element, or is it the sexual orientation, or something creepy? I don't know. Do you have like a okay? This is cosplay and this is furry.
I think cosplay is like, there's a certain character, but then again, Mickey Mouse, when we think about it, he's a furry, right? Like, where does it end? Like, is he a cosplay, or is it a furry? Like,
Like you could
it's so
if you go at
confusing.
Donald Duck, do you go without pants?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. All right. So now, okay, let's get serious a bit. Now, say you do cosplaying as a hobby, right? So you started
Yeah.
off, say you started off young, and you've been doing it for years, and you get good at making props, and you make it detail as one. What are these like? Can you make money out of being a cosplayer? Is it possible in any form?
It's kind of hard. I mean, I think international level, there are events that cosplayers get paid to be in and stuff like that. I have done that even in Sri Lanka, for gaming events and conventions. I've actually got paid to be there as a cosplayer to, cheer up the players and stuff like that. But to do it as a job, I don't think there are enough opportunities to make a career out of it. Not yet,
No.
anyway.
Yeah. So like, if you get
Unless you do OnlyFans or something like that.
so are there OnlyFans cosplayers? I'm curious. I mean, I would never
I
spend money
mean,
on it, but I can find it.
yeah, yeah. I think there are a lot of international cosplayers who do that as a job or like in a form of income. I mean, it is cosplay, right? They are in character, and other people enjoy their. Yeah, I think so. Based
Right.
on them.
So now this is something you do out of passion, right, Tashini? So now,
Yeah.
what is your response? What is your coping mechanism if someone says they either loved or they hated your cosplay? Say I think that cosplay is bad, or I think that cosplay is great. How is your coping mechanism? What is your thought process when you are confronted with a like a rejection or an approval of someone?
Yeah, so I think as artists, we should be able to like handle criticism. Any form of art or anything, we are going to get like love from our fans or people that watch us. But there also will be people that don't like our art. It's just, it's how the world works. Like even me, when it comes to myself, I have like preferable music. When it comes to music, there are songs that I really like and there are songs that I don't like. Doesn't mean that I'm a bad person or anything else. So I think criticism is fine, and I think artists should be okay with it. I mean, doesn't mean that they are bad people just because they don't like your art.
So, what do you get more love or do you get more hate? Where does this as a like a flagship cosplay in Sri Lanka? Do you get more love or more hate?
I personally, I think I get more love.
Right. And I mean, there have been various instances where there's been a lot of harassments against cosplayers,
Yeah,
and a lot of
yeah,
social media issues going on with that. So
yeah,
it's more towards like it's nice to know that it's more towards the better side than the hate side, right?
yeah.
Now,
I think I
uh,
just got lucky or something. It
right.
could happen to anyone. This is Sri Lanka, and local page admins are kind of
Right.
weird.
So this is Sri Lanka, right? So if you get to cosplay anywhere in the world right now, you are very much involved in the cosplay scene, or the international business also. If you get to
Yeah.
cosplay, where would you go?
Maybe Paris.
Paris is the how
Yeah.
big is the cosplay scene there? Can you give me an idea of how it is over there?
I haven't seen it myself, but there's a friend that who went there and saw videos and photos, and it was so amazing. There.
Now, okay, you can now there are like you can cosplay any cosplaying superheroes. I guess it's a little I mean it has like a fixed structure to it and an element to it, so you follow the costume and it works out, right? Say
Yeah.
now there are certain things you can cosplay and you can't cosplay, right? I mean cosplaying Adolf Hitler would be offensive, and like
Yeah.
cosplaying Prabhakaran would be offensive. And now uh like, is there one particular? Okay, do you stick to one genre as an artist, or do you like people who are trying out various avenues of things?
I think we don't need to stick to one particular rule or anything else. I think cosplaying fun. It's a it's a great thing. I mean, especially for your confidence, it can be good. And I don't think we need to stick to one thing. There are so many new things to try out, as long as it's not offensive to anybody, like like you said, Hitler or Prabhakaran or like that. I think it's fine.
Right now, now I have a question. Now this I'm going off script for a bit. Now,
Okay.
while being a cosplayer, what is the most important thing? Is it staying in character or is it the costume?
It's kind of both, but costume is more important. I feel like it's to approach a cosplayer, you just look at her or him and you just see the costume first before you see how they are acting.
Now you said you've been invited and you've been paid. Now that if you've been paid to cosplay at an event, that is, I think it's incredible in Sri Lankan standards. Now,
Yeah.
if you are playing a character in an event, say Now you got invited as for the gamer convention, right?
Yeah,
SLGC, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So when you were cosplaying for that, what like now when you were cosplaying for that, is it like, do you stick to the theme of the event or do you stick to being the character? What is more important for you? Like staying
It
character to perfection, or just making sure everyone has a good time? Well, how does it work for you?
we have to kind of stick to the environment at the event and what they expect us to be, and we can be the character. We can be in the character, but we have to respect their event, and we have to respect how they want us there to be.
Right now, okay, cosplaying now. If now, whenever a new movie in that Comic Con, there's like a shit ton of cosplayers doing the same character, right? Right?
Yeah,
Say in US when the boys came out, they was doing Starlight, and in Sri Lanka they did Wonder Woman, and they did a few other things as well. And now, is how would you feel now, as my human being? I would say, like, when, like, if you were wearing the same costume place at a if you're wearing the same outfit or the same cosplay, what is your process? Like how do you
I
deal with it? She's wearing the same cosplay. How is your thought process? How do you cope with that?
I think that's amazing. I mean, we could take pictures like, and the caption would say "being twins" or something like that. And even if we are doing the same character, we are different artists, so the style will be even a little bit more, like, different and personalized. So it's so interesting to see another person do the same character, and still we will be different. So personally for me, I don't mind anyone else doing the same character. I think it's so amazing.
Right now, have you encountered the places where someone has either done a Sri Lankan Harley Quinn, or has it gone to the extent that you've gone to?
Yeah, I've seen plenty of Harley Quinns and Penny Quinn, things that I've done, and I think uh, even if they did the same thing, same character, they were different than my costume. So it was so amazing. But I
Now,
haven't like went to a convention and they did the same thing that I did that day. I have not experienced that yet.
okay, very straightforward question. Who is your favorite Sri Lankan cosplayer? One guy, one girl or guy. Who is it? One chance.
My God, that's so hard to say. It would be offensive to maybe some people.
So it's like this. There are, like, it's like this. It's a difficult question to ask. I mean,
Yeah,
you can have, like, you can't particularly pinpoint. This is my favorite food, right? Because we love food.
yeah,
At the same
yeah.
time, like, what you are into these days, or what you are inspired by, who is that one particular? You can just give it a shout out. Come on, one name.
I think, yeah, it has to be Opula.
Opula.
Opula
Okay.
Fonseca.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, I've seen her work. She's crazy. I've
she is
seen it.
the best.
Right.
Yeah,
Now, okay, now there's a question on the script here, right? It says, do you think cosplaying characters from adult games or pornographic material is in bad taste? That's a controversial question. Where do you stand on this?
yeah. Um, I mean, there are a lot of games that would contain characters that are very sexualized, and their costumes are so sexualized. Personally, I would not do, those pornographic or sexualized cosplays, but if someone is going to do them, I say, like, good for them. I don't have confidence or I don't like to go to that side, but I think that's also cosplay, and if they are comfortable with them, I yeah, it's very controversial, especially
No,
in Sri Lankan context. I don't think people would like to see that.
right, right. Boys, do you have any all have any questions? I'm the one just asking, going like whacking the script. So I think we made decent progress. So we can slow the questions down a little. Boys, any questions? Nuan Chaturanga.
Um, well, besides the script, I think I
Yeah,
have
let's go. I'll stick to the script. You boys go off script. Let's
going
put her
off.
in some trouble.
Let's not let's not put her in trouble. I mean, it
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now, Ashini, I'd say now cosplaying it doesn't have any age barrier. Is it like? I mean, how does it work? Like, how is now? Can like say how what is the age, or is there like a specific social construct that says if you go past this, it's not cool anymore? Is there an age thing for cosplaying? Like, are
I
you
don't
too
think
young to cosplay?
so.
How does it work?
Yeah, I don't think so because we see kids cosplaying their favorite characters, and we see even old people cosplaying their favorite characters. I don't think age should be a restriction for doing what you love. I mean, it's a hobby, right? I've seen some international cosplayers do, characters from Game of Thrones, those really old characters. That's still cosplay. So I don't think age should be a factor.
If I'm going as cosplay, I would do like a green screen man, and I would just wear a green screen and just walk around. Okay. Now let's get this serious, and let's get a little opened up. Now you are in the scene, right? You are in the business. You are in the thing. What bothers you out of it? I mean, everyone has a problem with what they are working. Like, what are the bottlenecks? What are the things that frustrate you within the cosplaying scene in the international context and the Sri Lankan context?
uh, I think something that's been bothering me is like, some people or some organizers think that cosplay is very easy coming. They don't give the enough respect to the artists. I feel like that. Sometimes, we are in the direct sunlight, we don't have anything to drink, we don't have anything to eat, like, they don't think us as humans almost. Sometimes I feel that, and there are so many things, but it's so controversial. I don't think it suits this movement, but
Right. So I mean, of course, they are like in country in Sri Lanka, especially, like people don't get the credit they do in terms of
yeah,
service and hospitality, and like in most of the cases, the general decency. So,
yeah.
can you share an incident, like a situation where like you had to encounter like real problem with regard to like in the terms of cosplaying,
Like what?
like a say situation where okay, this is really affecting me and this is because of something I'm passionately doing. Was there a situation like that ever in your experience?
There were a lot of experiences like that. People could be so rude about it. I mean, I'm a very outspoken person, so I like to not keep things to myself. I tend to speak out about, problems I face as a cosplayer and other fellow cosplayers face. And yeah, because of it, I got into a lot of trouble in the past, but now I'm just, you know,
I mean, now you go to these events and you do like in these big events. Now there are regulars who come to these events, right? Say if SLGC, there are a bunch of players who come every time, visitors who come every time, and you do Comic Con, and there are like a regular crowd that comes to all these events. Now, is
Yeah.
there like, do you have a certain pressure, or do you have a certain requirement to see, okay, I'm being pressured and by these regulars, or are you like, do you feel nervous around regular visitors, or how does it work for you?
So I personally, I have social anxiety really badly. But when I started off as a cosplayer in 2016, I was so nervous around people. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't talk. But it actually got better with time, being surrounded by my own friends. So it was kind of hard at first, but now I'm so relaxed. I'm so comfortable. I think it was a great experience for me personally to overcome my anxiety. I think a lot.
I mean, okay, so that's really great. I mean, it's a part of expressing yourself as a human being, and as a creator, and as a someone who's passionate about something. So now, okay, uh, personal question again. What is the most favorite thing for you? What is the most important part of doing cosplay for you? Like what is the high you get out of it? Where does it stay? What is that niche bit that makes you really happy out of it?
Mainly the reactions and love that I get, and there are photographers who come to our events or do our shoots for us for free, and they create those manipulations, they create things out of our cosplays, and to see that, it's like so good.
So I mean, now cosplaying is there? I mean, of course, now when you play music as a band, like when you play live gigs, especially in the local music, it's more of a there's a slight unspoken competition between the bands, right? Say you who's the
Yeah.
heaviest, who's the tightest, right? It's like a very low key, but no one really talks about it, but it's there, right? So is it the same way for cosplaying? Is it a competitive scene for you guys, or is it just like, okay, we are just all being creative? Okay, I'm better than that. My cosplay is better than this one. Is there an unspoken competition between these cosplayers, or is it just already? Oh, I'm just doing this for the fun. How is it? Be honest.
Yeah, I don't know about others, but I have never been in a competition with another cosplayer. Like, we come to the convention, we help each other to put things on, dress up, and adjust each other wigs or makeup. I have never been in a competition with another cosplayer. I don't know. I don't know about others though, but I don't think we have in our local community. I don't think we have like oh, I'm the best, or he's the worst. That kind of. We are all just in it, and we are kind of like figuring out what to do next, how to help each other. It's a very supportive community.
All right. Okay. Real question again. Is it easy being a male cosplayer, or is it easy being a female cosplayer?
I
I mean,
think
you
it's easy
like
being a female cosplayer
explain, elaborate.
because
Why do you say that?
yeah, if you're a guy, you have to like build so many armors and things like that. Then again, if you are a female, you have to buy a lot of makeup and wigs and things like that. But I think there are so many opportunities if you are a female, and I don't there's enough coverage for male cosplayers, even in international level. And like, if you are a girl, there are so many like people fan base, I mean.
So okay, now okay, you've done gender bender cosplays, right? You've done
Yeah,
female Loki, right?
yeah.
So Loki played by Tom Hiddleston, that outfit and the comic MCU comic. So you've done the gender bender cosplaying. How is the social receptiveness of this? How is the resonance, and how do people react for this?
Uh, I think generally people didn't realize I was Loki. They were asking, "Are you Mera? Are you Mera from Aquaman?" Because I had those scales and I was green. So people were really confused about it. But people who are actually like very, like readers, those comic fans, they recognize me as Loki and ask, "Oh, you are female Loki." But generally, I don't think many people realize that gender bender is a thing.
Right. So if now, okay, boys, if you could have a gender bender cosplay, right? What would it be, boys? You
Yeah,
want?
You talking to
that's
me?
kind
Yeah,
of.
I'm talking to both of you. You buggers have been awfully quiet today.
Yeah, we are just letting it flow, bro.
You are through. Mother,
Yeah.
just okay. What is your okay? If you could see any gender bender cosplay, what would it be?
Mm, well, let me think about it. I've never really thought
What?
about it until now.
Mother, it could be like, oh, come on, it's not fucking calculus, mother. Just give a bloody answer.
Mm,
Okay,
I'd say a female
What
Donald Trump,
about Black Widow?
a male Black Widow.
Yeah,
Then, like,
that would
then
be
it wouldn't be a
interesting.
widow, right? It would be like, what would you? What's the exact word? A widow. I don't know. Black widow. Like, I don't know how to like. Okay. Anyway, so now, okay, Ashini, with doing gender bender cosplaying, what are your like? Like now, people who are either watching this, they either interested or there are a lot of following for this. Like when you are doing gender bender cosplays, what are your like? What are the do's and don'ts? And when doing cosplay, what do you think are the good manners? And like give us an idea of a person who wants to do cosplay. Like, what do you have to say? A lot of questions for you.
Yeah, so gender bender cosplay, I think that's so interesting. I mean, you could add your own twist to it if you're doing a female character as a male or male character as a female. Um, there are so many like various things that you can try out. Uh, Even myself, when I was finishing Lady Loki, I uh, added the cape and the corset. There are so many things that you can try out. I used a very long wig for it, whereas male Loki doesn't have hair. Um, as of the second question, I think cosplayers, no, uh, I think they should be very humble. They should be open to criticism. They should be, we are artists, we are not celebrities, so we should remember that as well.
Right now, okay. Now say Ashini. Now, uh, where okay, it's like putting yourself in cosplay, right? It takes a lot of work, right? I mean, building the costumes and then like doing it piece by piece, right? I mean, it's not a like now you are technically like in relation you are more of a very successful cosplay in Sri Lankan context. So not everyone is making the say the bucks you are going to make or saying the say that you have in this. So there are like lower tier in like beginners or novice level cosplayers in this, right? So what if you can say like anyone who's watching this like obviously wants to hear what you want to say. So what would you say to them if they are interested in cosplay? That's question one.
Yeah, just it's a hobby, it's an art. You're free to do as you like. If you want to begin, then don't put so much money into that. Just start off with your old clothes, try out different things that you can find around the house. Just, just a hobby. Don't take it so seriously. We are just having fun. And if they want to know about it, something, that they can message a cosplayer and ask. I get so many questions in my inbox by kids and teenagers who wants to join the cosplay community, and I try to reply to them as much as I can.
And like, okay, second thing, to everyone who is already made a name for themselves in the cosplaying industry, who are doing the thing, what do you have to say to them?
That they are so amazing, and I hope to, meet up very soon and do our thing again, because we have so much fun when we are together, rather than that we are alone, or just doing photo shoots by ourselves. Because of the pandemic, that's what we have been doing. But in the past, we just we come together, we do different things. It's so much fun, and seeing each other in real life, seeing their props, their costumes, so much. I hope we will get to meet again.
Right. So okay. Now the third one is for people who are not really interested in cosplay, right? Who don't, okay, it's just cosplayers, and who are just like criticizing everything, or like just no, like the third party is what I'm referring to. What do you have to
Yeah.
say to them?
Uh, to be kind of open to new things, it's an art. You have to like it, obviously, but just give the artists a little bit respect and let them do their thing. Don't harass them, don't go after them, don't call. We are just trying to have fun and express ourselves, express our creativity. That's just what we are trying to do. We are not going to harm anyone, you know.
Right. Okay. Another question. Where do you see this heading? This cosplay culture. Where do you think it's going? Like in,
uh,
say, in the next 5 years in Sri Lanka and in abroad. Where do you think it's going?
I think there's going to be so much opportunities for cosplayers, and like even sculptors and other artists who could potentially come into this community, because we need to, we are- I mean, as artists, but we are not able to make everything ourselves. So there will be so many opportunities for other professions if we are going to get more opportunities, making props and swords and things like that. There will be so many opportunities in the future. I'm so excited.
Okay. Uh, Last question. Right. So I've already run out of the script, so I'm just now freeballing questions now. Uh, Ashini, as a like a cosplayer, uh, I mean, now you people who've been doing it and over again, what do you like to see? Like the veterans doing more and crazier cosplays, or do you like to see new guys joining and trying their best with the littlest effort, or how what works for you?
I would like to see new people. I would like to see kids and old people and all the groups of ages and cultures, and I would like to see more variety in cosplay. I would like to um, see our own cosplayers going more places, getting international recognition. Yeah,
So, okay. So, guys, I'm like Nuan. I think you were following the script, so we were run out of questions, and Ashini has been really good sport. So, guys, any questions for Ashini? Thank you so much, Ashini, for coming here and spending your time with
thank you
us.
for having me. It's been really fun. It's been
And boys, anything we have to say for the cosplaying creative artist over here?
Yeah, so Ashini, I may have one more like small question for you. Now,
Okay.
now due to this pandemic situation, I know that we have been shut down completely, doing this cosplay events and all. So, obviously, this pandemic is gonna gonna go down at some point. And are you in already in preparation for your next cosplay? Do you have an idea, or do you know what you're gonna do next?
Give us a tease at least.
Um,
I know
so
cosplayers don't give out.
yeah, I was actually preparing for this December's comic expo, as you know, and I've already finished my costume of Alita
Battle Angel.
from Battle Angel. Yeah, and uh, so because of the pandemic, obviously we couldn't do the event and everything. So you guys will see at least a photo shoot of it.
Right.
Uh, and about other future projects, I haven't decided yet, but there are some ideas in my head. Uh, because of the pandemic, like everything got postponed. I can't, order anything out of website, so it will take some time.
I see. That's good to know. That's great to know. So, Manisha, do you have any questions, bro?
Yeah, well, the question I was going to ask, you asked it, so nothing from me. So,
Right.
All right, guys. Then we'll wrap it up for tonight. Ashini, thanks again. Thank you so much for spending your thoughts and your expertise with us. Because
Yeah,
all of us
thank you for having me.
in the admin panel, we are not good at this. So, we wish you all the very best for your future creative aspects, and we hope to
Thank
see
you.
more things coming out of you. Like even outside the like a lot of things, because you are a very talented individual, and we are so thankful. Okay, guys, and everyone, thank you so much for tuning in for today's podcast. We are really sorry about the delay as well, and we hope to see you again next week. And Nuan, what is next week's topic?
Yeah, so the next week segment is going to be on tech. So we have three special guests that's who's going to be on the show with us. So the three guests are going to be Nissan Sir, Dilusha De Silva, and we have Kushinda Pereira, and we have Tharindu Dhanushka, who are basically they are like we call them tech geniuses. One we have who is studying abroad about mechanical engineering, and one guy we have who is a freelance renderer. So this is like a very disclosed information. I mean, we know that.
Let's not spoil it too much, mother. Let's
Right.
not spoil it too much. We have to do the marketing next week. All right. Okay,
uh,
guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ashini, again. Cheers,
uh,
everyone. Have a good night.
well,
Right,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye.